pillows in the bed are covered in hair. It's like nobody changed the sheets.
Wow.
I just don't.
205, right?
Well, we learned what pots smelled like all weekend. It was in our room when we first got there.
Well, hopefully I just made somebody else's stay a little bit less miserable.
How? It's midnight. I want to go to sleep. Like, how?
And we had to go straight out. And it's all up on the first floor now, too.
All right, we're going to take a tour of room 141. You're at the Inn at the Peachtrees in Atlanta, Georgia. So we'll let the door close, or slam, and begin our tour. Of course, with security features. You got your latch lock, you got your deadbolt, and you actually have 2 peepholes. I'll show you why in a minute. But first off, here's a quick look at the fire map. This is a very unique hotel. This section out here actually has exterior corridors in downtown, which is very unique. And then there's this one little random group of rooms here just on the first floor where I am that actually is in an interior corridor, which you just saw out there. So I have a pretty unusual room here by the looks of it. So, and you can also see, you come in, you check in at the lobby there, you walk through the breakfast area, come past the business center, and bam! Basically, this is the first room. So, interesting little situation. And the reason that there's 2 peepholes, to make this room a little bit more interesting, it's actually an ADA compliant room, meaning that it's wheelchair accessible. Not something I requested, but I'm guessing it's just the room that they had tonight, so it's where they put me. No real complaints, it basically just means that I get a huge bathroom. So, let's start the tour. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption about this hotel based on the 5 or 10 minutes I've spent looking around and say that at some point, someone put a lot of money into this place and made it look really nice. But it seems like it's on the decline. I've noticed quite a few issues, and we're going to see if we can find some more even during this video. So starting off, one thing I'm not terribly fond of right here in the entrance is this ironing board that's just hanging on the side of the wall. I mean, I understand this isn't a really, really classy hotel, but it seems more upscale than having something like this. I mean, it's just ugly, just hanging there. You know, clashes with everything, the color. You got these strings hanging off the bottom. I mean, I just don't quite understand why they decided to put that there. So, not a huge point or anything, but just, I don't know, a little bit of a questionable design or questionable decision in terms of the interior design of the room. And then, as soon as you first come in, there's the giant ADA compliant bathroom. You can see there's enough room to get a wheelchair in here. You have the handrails around the toilet. Kind of interesting. One thing I do like is that you have the fan along with an additional light tied on a different circuit, so you can't come in here without the fan blaring. But for the purposes of the video, I'm going to leave this on so we have a little more light. So at a glance, it's actually a pretty nice looking bathroom. The plumbing fixtures are all very nice, actually very high end for a property like this. And look at this sink. These are very high class, you know, amenities to see, like the soap dish and a little metal tray and stainless steel Kleenex box. And look at the fixtures in the shower too. So this is more what I would expect to see at like a Marriott or a Hyatt or something. But there are some issues in here. First thing I noticed as soon as I walked in is that this towel rack is literally about to fall off the wall. I mean, it's really close. I'm afraid to even jiggle it and show you because it looks like it is so close to falling off that if I were to just hit it once like that, it would probably come right off the wall. So that's not acceptable. Then I went over here and noticed this was kind of falling off the wall too. Then, when I closed the door, I noticed how disgusting this corner is. I mean, look at all this filth that's just down the wall here. Down on the bottom, there's dirt everywhere. I mean, this thing looks like it hasn't been wiped down in a very long time. So my guess would literally be that housekeeping is just coming in here, throwing the door open, and forgetting that corner even exists. But when a guest comes in here and closes the door, it's right on display. So that's not any good either. Then I kind of came over here by the toilet and noticed a sort of similar trend. In this corner back here that's a little hard to reach, and we'll look with my phone flashlight. I mean, just look at the gunk all over this wall. There's a bunch of dirt down here in the corner. The grout around here looks disgusting. It's all dusty too. And then on this side, I mean, if you hold the flashlight sideways, I mean, just look at the stains and the filth on this wall next to the toilet. And there's, junk all over the ground, and there's definitely some questionable housekeeping practices going on in this hotel. This obviously was not mopped out properly. So, not the best first impressions, as this is where I started looking at the room. Now, the shower is pretty interesting. I mean, obviously there's some very high-end fixtures that they have in here. I mean, just look at that shower head. So, you turn it on down here, and then turn the shower on by pulling this little thing. And it's a nice-looking rainfall shower head. And there's also a handle down here, but unfortunately the handle doesn't really seem to work. Like, when you twist this to turn it on, the best setting you can find is sort of somewhere like halfway between... Okay, I actually did get the shower to mostly shut off, but this wand barely works. I mean, like, no matter what setting you put it on, there's just no pressure. So I don't know what's going on here. Now I can't even get it to turn off, and there's like water squirting out all over the place from this. So the handle more or less is not usable. And you do have the nice curved shower curtain rod. The shower curtain has no visible mildew or anything, so they are cleaning and replacing those on a regular basis. So I like that. I just don't like the disgusting walls by the back corner of the toilet. So the bathroom is really a fail, unfortunately. Cleanliness issues just aren't really excusable. But we'll move on to the rest of the room with an open mind. So right as you step out of the bathroom, there's a closet. So you can hang up your shirts and things down here. There's not a whole lot of room because this is so low, but I think it's enough to hang up a shirt. And they put the coffee maker up on top, but interestingly there's no outlet up here, so if you do make in-room coffee, you'll have to move this somewhere else. Now, when I was saying earlier that it looked like somebody pumped a lot of money into this property at some point, I did mean it. That's a very high-end looking bed and desk and everything else. But the maintenance and cleanliness issues do sort of continue. Like, the first thing I notice when I look in here, more than even the bed, like just what I looked at, these lampshades are falling apart. They're all cracked and yellowed out and everything on the inside. There's no excuse not to replace lampshades. They're so cheap, they're so easy to replace. Just why? And the one over here is even worse. Looks like somebody punched it or something. It's amazing how that can go from looking like something really fancy and nice to looking like a cheap motel. And this one's even like crooked and falling off, and I mean, really? And then when you turn it on, you notice that somebody did a really bad spackle job here on the ceiling. I don't know if that was water damage or what, but they just kind of smoothed it over, it doesn't really match. So that's not any good. And then, just because this is what I do, I look down here below the nightstand and notice that this whole area, I mean, we got this like rat's nest of cables down here. It's just an extension cord. And this doesn't look like it's been vacuumed properly. There's all this debris down here. The bottom of the headboard looks absolutely gross. I mean, come on. This looks like a better hotel than this. I wasn't expecting to find issues like this when I came here. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, it's not quite as bad, but it's still there. Didn't even notice this before. So it looks like they invested in a nice TV mount back here. They hang the TV on, and at some point that TV broke. This thing isn't even fastened to the wall anymore, maybe that's why. But anyway, so they put this TV in here and just set it on the bottom so you can see the mount and where the TV is supposed to go behind it. This would look a lot classier if a TV were actually mounted properly. But the desk looks pretty nice. Got your swivel chair here. It looks like this is actually on wheels, so if for some reason you wanted to pull it out, you can. Furniture seems like it's still in pretty nice shape. So the desk area is okay. Just the TV mount thing is a little bit silly. And you got your chair back here on the corner to sit back and relax. Mistake number one, throw pillows. I think they call them that because every guest that comes into a hotel throws it on the floor. Then housekeeping comes in and throws it on the bed. So it's not the most sanitary thing to have. And what is with these pillows? Very, very small, odd little pillows. I've only seen these once before. At least they give you lots of them. Interesting. Take a look at these bed linens in a little more detail. I like the nice modern bed linens. So you have a top sheet, a down comforter in the middle, which seems perfectly clean. Literally not a speck of dust in this bed that shouldn't be here. Mattress cover seems to be in very good shape, as does the mattress, at least from a quick glance from the side. I don't see any warning signs at all on this bed, and the throw pillow thing is really a minor point. So, let's give this a try. Actually a pretty comfortable mattress. So yeah, the bed gets a big pass, and that's good because the bed is the most important part of the room. Let's take a look outside. Ta-da! The street. Sidewalk in the street is right there. But it seems like it's very well insulated. I don't hear any noise at all from the city tonight. And it's a pretty nice little view across the street at downtown Atlanta. You can actually see a little glimpse of the Hyatt Regency over there. And then down below the window, we have our climate control unit with a digital thermostat and an option to keep the fan on constantly, which is really important in an urban setting like this. You can drown out the noise. So, A+ there. And look at that. Perfectly clean air filters, too. So, I'm being a little bit hard on this place, but they are making some kind of silly decisions, like letting these lampshades sit and not vacuuming well and leaving the bathroom a bit messy. So overall, I'd give this room a very mixed review. Alright, so I've moved to a new room here because I started finding more cleanliness issues in the other one. Hair in the bathroom, sticker on the wall. I mean, I just wasn't very comfortable. So I moved up here to the second floor, ironically to another ADA compliant room. You can see this is a fire map of the second floor. 3 sets of rooms, all exterior corridors. And at a glance, just like the other one, not too bad looking. But I'm lost for words. First off, let me tell you about the experience of moving up here. So, I called down and, expressed some concerns about the cleanliness of the room. So, they said, oh, hang on just a moment, we'll come up with keys to a new room, we'll take a look at your current one, just so I could express my complaints, and they bring me to a new one. Well, a half hour passed, and I called again, and it turns out that they changed staff at the front desk, and the old staff forgot to tell the new staff about my problem. So, they forgot about me. So I went down with my key, and the guy was very apologetic, and he sent me up to this room. First thing I noticed coming in is that the door is like way warped off the frame to the point where cold air is just kind of pouring in on the top and the bottom. The heater's keeping up with it, so I can live with that. But then, I started taking the bed apart. You can't make this stuff up. Look at this. Look at this pillow. Look at the hair on this pillow. I don't know if you can even see this on camera or not, but I can... You can see it against the wall back there. This pillow is just covered in hair. Covered in it. The only way this happens is if you don't change the sheets. How can you not change the sheets between guests? This is Hotel 101. And then I pulled this thing back. And look at this. Look at that hair. That's 2 different colors of hair in the same bed. I'm dumbfounded. Look, there's another hair on this pillow right here. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. Look at this door. Look at this. Can you see like all these spots and fingerprints and what's that? Somebody wiped their nose on the door? And I mean, I guess we patched some kind of hole in the bathroom. And then in the shower, big long black hairs. Can you see it? There's more back here. Are you serious? Oh, the finish coming off? How? It's midnight. I want to go to sleep. Like, how? How could you operate a hotel like this? I don't even know. I really don't. Alright, I'm going to go hidden camera on these guys so you can hear my conversation at the front desk. I ordinarily never do this, but I don't even know what to expect here. What do you say to somebody after they turn down 2 rooms? The pillows in the bed are covered in hair. It's like nobody changed the sheets.
Wow.
I just don't.
205, right?
Yeah. If you like, I can come show you. I mean, I just. I'm not normally the kind of person that turns down rooms. I just. Yeah.
What time did you check in?
It was back around like 10:30 or so. At first, I didn't really notice, so I went to the bathroom, and then this time I just noticed it when I pulled back the sheets on the bed. This product can handle this stuff. Take a look. In all honesty, kind of looking at it again. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not as much as in the last one, but. I'm stunned. 3 rooms. 3 rooms. You can't make this stuff up. Okay. Room 4. Just stopped being fun about 3 rooms ago. Different kind of lock. This one's actually not an ADA compliant room. I mean, I'm just more speechless than anything, and this isn't usually the type of thing that would leave me speechless. I mean, first off, yay in at the Peachtrees. This room isn't disgusting. I mean, it's still run down. It's still kind of dirty. Really? I haven't really found any hair in this bed, at least not a significant amount, though the sheets are all stained. I mean, I never would have expected a fairly upscale hotel with a 4-star average on TripAdvisor to be the worst hotel I've ever stayed in. I don't know if I just had the craziest luck in the world and got the 4 not-so-nice rooms here, but I just don't see how that's possible. So, where do you even go with this? I mean, when we made it to that 3rd room, and I pulled a hair off the pillow right in front of that guy, I felt so embarrassed for him, I didn't even have anything to say. By the way, I realized in the other rooms the hangers are low because they were ADA compliant, so I guess when they raise it up, they can fit the ironing board in the closet, just like I suggested. So, they get a half point back for that. Not that it matters. This is what a normal bathroom looks like here. Much more simple shower head on it. I don't see any obvious signs that this one is dirty. I mean, it's the cleanest of the rooms so far, but let's look behind the door. There's a surprise. Cutting corners. I mean, this is unacceptable at a bottom-of-the-line budget hotel. At a nicer place like this, it's just obscene. I mean, there's nothing left to say. This speaks for itself. You can't make this stuff up. 4 rooms. The best one they could give me is mediocre and a little rundown. I don't know how this place has the online review average that it does. I mean, 4 stars on TripAdvisor as of when I stayed here. But I guess that's it. I mean, I hope you enjoyed. It takes a lot to make me lose my sense of humor, even when a hotel is less than perfect. But, wow. Can't find the maintenance guy?
No. He's not answering his phone. Yeah, see, NASTY. Well, we learned what pot smelled like all weekend. It was in our room when we first got there. And we had to go straight out. And it's all up on the 4th floor now, too.
So someone's smoking it now on the 4th floor?
I don't know where.
The girl that was next to us, the guy asked us what time checkout was,
As soon as you close the door, like that smell is just terrible. That's
And what room number was that?
I don't know if he's doing it in there. It just smells everywhere. I can't tell you exactly where it's coming from, but it's just much.
I do apologize for that, but whoever's smoking there is gonna get in trouble because we're not going to the hotel. So they're not even supposed to be smoking cigarettes. Right?
It's been like
Oh, it's been all weekend.
And it comes through our shower.
This gentleman, his door, his battery needs to be changed because he's gone.
What room was that?
224.
Because I was
Yes, I guess the battery is dead. I went up there twice and it's giving me a red light.
Doing all right?
Huh?
Doing all good today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. That's you?
Alright guys, just to clarify, apparently they can't get a key to work on this door here in room number 4. So he left his little device here to test it. Kind of interesting. And he's running down to see if he can get a key that's programmed to work on this door. And while we were in the lobby, somebody was complaining about the smell of drugs on one of the upper floors. This place just gets better and better. Here's the view during the day. I actually slept pretty well last night, all things considered. Okay, so the maintenance guy here is really nice. I mean, he's doing the best that he can with the situation, so right now he's going to replace the lock on the door, so at least I don't have to move again. You learn to appreciate the little things in a place like this. My key works. Yay, I didn't have to move again. I keep thinking it's gonna end, but I keep coming up with something else. Just for the record here, I was out of the room from noon up until here 7:20, and in that entire time, housekeeping never did touch the room at all. So I'm gonna have to go downstairs now and get some fresh towels on my own. Wow. So I was going to call the front desk and see if I could run down there and get some fresh towels. I just want to make sure to keep them down there before I run down there with an armful of towels. And the phone doesn't work. Why would it? It's completely dead. So, let's see. I mean, it's plugged in on both ends. How do you miss something like this during a room inspection? Guess I'll just go down there and find out. Hello. Looks like housekeeping missed my room today. Any chance I could get a fresh set of towels?
Yes. So sorry, sir. Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right.
One other thing, I don't know if you want to put it down in a lock or something. I'm in 224. The phone doesn't work also.
Okay,
It won't be an issue before I check out.
Okay.
Just so you know for whoever's in there next.
Thank you so much, sir.
No problem. Oh, hopefully I just made somebody else's stay a little bit less miserable.